Let me see if this is going to make any difference. Whoa, that's really bright, isn't it? That's really, really. Hang on a second. Let me change the tone and then tone it the heck down. How's everybody doing? How's it going? I'm really sorry that, and I didn't even wait for the kettle to fully boil, so this is not a good cup of tea by my standards. So, how's everybody doing today? Happy Thursday! You wait. You just wait to hear me talking to the camera. And then you come and bug mommy. Then you come and say, okay, mommy, I got to go on camera and show everybody how much my mommy loves me. I got to make sure you're okay, that you're not talking to ghosties. You're just checking out and making sure mommy's okay, right? Then you want your back scratched. Doesn't that feel good? Do you love your mommy? Do you love me? Honestly? All right. Do you want a little treat? Oh, yes, we had a nice snuggle this morning, didn't we? Who loves you, Gracie? Who loves you more than any? That's right, I do. All right, here we go. It's okay. You're not going to fall. Here, you want a treat? You want a treat? There you go. Now go lay down. Now she'll go and lay down in her bed where she can keep mommy keep an eye on me while I talk to the camera. No, you're not getting any more. Go on, go lay down. Go lay down. Go to bed. Go lay in your bed. Oh, I made eye contact. Forget about it. Hey, well, thank you. That's actually not a curtain. That's a quilt that one of my YouTube family made me back, I believe, in 2010. There is a, yeah, it is my darling. Hi, let me say hi to all my folks here on YouTube. Avon Leanne, Betty Randall, Booney June, Seasha, Aloha, darling, Celeste Autocure, Hot Child in the City, Christina, Joe Mama, how you doing, baby? Just Me, Mama Cat, Rosie Slade, Sandy Candy, and Teasers Pleasers. And over here, thank you. I don't know who's here, but I'm going to say hi. Hi in TikTok land. So are we going to talk politics today, or are we just going to talk about the weather? You see, it's kind of hard not to talk about the freedom convoy that's converging on Ottawa. It's really hard not to talk about that. To the point, we're at the point now where Howie wants to snow blow out around the coach, start it up, put gas in it, hang flags on it, and go greet the truckers. And I said, if we get stuck, right? And I said, I will consent to taking the coach out if we can find a safe place to park where the convoy's coming or going to stop or whatever. And we can put out the awning and I can make a big pot of soup and some bread and some coffee. I will consent to the coach going out for that. Hey, Melody Ray, how's it going? Treasure trove of recipes. I'm so happy for, yes, me too. Aunt Audrey, sorry. I really don't see chat here very well on TikTok. Thank you for the hearts. I'm looking at that box going, oh my God, this could take me years. But I am going to film, even if it's just me going through them and trying to organize them. I've got to get some file folders so that I can start putting names and dates together to these. And Cousin Angie's got to send me some pictures too. I know, but Bev, I don't want you to get into trouble. We need you. Trouble? Trouble? What? Oh, I see what you mean here. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say any more than I saw. And what I saw yesterday was a live stream of my prime minister. We got this thing. Oh, there's a prime minister's coming out with a special announcement. The bloody guy's in Costa Rica or Bahamas, somewhere over there, right? And we thought, oh my God, he's finally paying attention to all the rallies and now this big, freedom convoy. And he gets up, and I was like, we're all waiting with bated breath. He's going to say, you know what? It's not worth it to have our entire country tied up, the arteries of our country, the food, blah, blah, blah. I was waiting for it. And he says, we're going to loan 120 due to, tensions with Russia. We're going to loan the Ukraine $120 million. And I'm going, okay. And we're going to talk about, we're going to go forward with, active work in climate change, like our carbon tax. And I'm going, And then he stepped aside. And I went, you didn't just totally ignore. And then I guess I missed it because I was so disgusted, I shut it off. Right? But dumpsters are full. Oh, that's wrong. Grocery shelves are empty, but dumpsters full. Yeah, nice of them to volunteer our tax money, right? Gracie, stop that. Chill out. That's right. Go lay in front of the fire. And then I guess he came back on to say, these a small I don't even know what he called it. Small group of protesters or whatever they are coming to Ottawa, and with their spreading the wrong idea. What are we talking about? We're talking about freedom, period, full stop. This isn't about truckers going across the borders. This is about freedom from all mandates, all of them, masks, shots, passports, social distancing, lockdowns, curfews, all of it. It's going on. And yet, so he just seems to think that I would not put it past the current bimbo. I wouldn't put it past that current bimbo to create a crisis. To deflect it. Oh, Lisa, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. It's really cold. It is really cold. I got a little heater going right here, and I've got my wood stove going too. That's horrible, honey. We will absolutely lift your family up in prayer. Absolutely. Oh, of course he's hiding. He's hiding because what can you do? How can you ignore 50,000 truckers or more? And then millions of people lining the roadways and the bridges and feeding them food and giving them hot stuff. And the truckers are urging everybody on the 29th to throw out the mandates, open your restaurants to them, open your gas stations to them, open our lives back up. Truly awful. Absolutely. Absolutely, we'll be lifting you up in prayer. Millions? Nope. Oh, well, there you go. So, we don't talk to the trolls because the trolls live and literally feed off of attention. It is food and breath to them. And if you ignore them, they just go feed somewhere else. Oh, of course I'm going to bring you along. I'm going to bring you along whether we're going to feed the truckers or we're just getting in our truck and going and waving a flag. Either way, you're going to be with me. You're going to be with me. Thank you. Thank you. Canadian here at the convoy now. Such love. I know. I mean, I today took probably 10 or 15 videos I downloaded off of TikTok and have uploaded them to my computer. And I've also downloaded our prime minister and his little, this small group of radicals that are coming to Ottawa spreading hate. Who's spreading hate? Are we calling anybody misogynists, racists? Are we telling people that other people shouldn't be tolerated? No, Mr. Prime Minister. We're telling people that love is the answer, that unity is the answer. He, Purser, bring me my brown pants. Has anybody ever heard that joke? Anybody ever heard that joke? Hey, Patricia, here's Johnny. Not that I'm trying to, bring brevity to anything, but there was this joke about this captain. And have I ever heard of a job? I work 3 jobs. Do you? Probably 5 if you really count them up. So move on. Anyway, this captain is facing down a pirate ship. And he's, says, Purser, bring me my red shirt. We go into battle. And the purser, brings him his red shirt and they fight off the pirates and all that stuff. And then they were all, having a celebration afterwards. And hi, Bobby Joe. And the purser asked the captain, he said, every time we go into battle, why do you ask me to bring you your red shirt? And he said, so that, if I get wounded, I can carry on and my men aren't going to worry about me. I can just continue to go forward because you won't see the blood. Right? And they went, wow, you're such a brave man. And the next day, the pirates came back with about 10 other ships. And the captain stood at the rail of the deck and saw those 50,000 ships and said, Purser, bring me my brown pants. Hey, Autumn, I'm finally using my laptop, only had for 6 months. Think it's time you get used to, yes, darling. We must go forward. We must go forward. That is, so if you see Justin Trudeau walking around with brown pants on, that's because he has to wear them. Stop spreading your slander. What slander? The man himself stood on live YouTube and said that our truckers were a small group of, basically radicals that are spreading, hate. Really? Really? Mr. Blackface? Not once, not twice, but 3 times in his life, he wore blackface as a costume. But you're calling us misogynists and racists because we don't want to. I will not comply with this institution, sick illusions. No, I will not comply. Welcome to the revolution. What's he gonna do? It's gonna be something to see. Was in Burling today to cheer them on. Awesome. Hey, Ips Chick, how's it going? I've just had all my tests done. So when I lung doctor Monday, they should have answers for me. Good. Hey, Karen, how are you? No, we don't say that. We say fire him. Fire him. A small group, tens of thousands of trucks, some of them coming over from the States too. So excited is the rest of the world that Australia's starting their own convoy. You're next, US. We're all in this together. And we've got to drop the corruption. We got to clear it right off the table. Hey, Tree Mom, how's it going? So anyway, I'm starting a new series, a new home economics series. Yes, it's another chicken. 1 chicken, 5 meals. I actually did 3 meals in the last 2 days, and tonight I'm doing meal 4, and tomorrow is meal 5. So Elon Musk agreed with the truckers. Well, thank you, Elon Musk. But what really matters is that the rest of Canada agrees with our truckers. Hey, Robin Rose, how are you, darling? So I'm working on the 1 chicken, 5 meals. But I'm going to do a tea break for our half-acre homestead because there's a lot of people who don't like live streaming. I have one. Did they even count the mail in the ballot? We love Elon. I know. You know, I love Joe Rogan. I always love Joe Rogan. Need dinner ideas and recipes. Our half-acre homestead. Well, thank you, darling. You can make a penny cry, Bev. Yeah, I can also make it breed. You should see the indignities I commit on a quarter. See, a nickel. There you go. A quarter just became 30 cents. But get this. A guy from where Howie works at his new shop. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you. My energy is the best. Thank you. One of the guys at Howie's work is a farmer. And he sells his meat at the same price all the time. Always has, always will, because his butcher charges him the same price. Always has, always will. Or at least is now. And he said, we've only got so much meat left, but we're getting ready to butcher another steer. And he said, how much do you want to spend? And Howie said, $100. And so Howie came home with like 5 1-pound packages of lean hay-fed ground beef, 3 packages of other ground red meat. That was a gift. And a nice package of oxtail. Oh, the soup I'm going to make with the oxtail. And so we got a nice little roast. So you know that's going to be a series. So hell, I've still got roast in the freezer, sliced roast in the freezer from before. So I don't think they did as they said. He won before they were counted. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. If nothing else, our government is corrupt because they're forcing and coercing people into decisions that are actually none of the government's business. Right? Elon Musk can take a long walk off a short pier. I mean, everybody's going to have their opinions. This isn't about any one person. That's what kind of upset me when I went to the Freedom Rally, is that the people that they had lined up to talk were all organizations of one kind or another that were protesting. And what they needed was somebody to get up and say, this isn't just about this, or this. This is about everything. This is about us being coerced, at the very least, pushing towards being forced, being fined, because we don't want to comply, right? Those who don't understand the importance of the truckers' convoy. What would I say to those who don't understand the importance of the truckers' convoy? I would say, if you don't see it for what it really is, which is the biggest protest this country has ever seen in history, and it's being scoffed at. If they don't see the importance of the fact that the arteries of our world are highways, and the truckers, they run those highways, bringing our food, our medicine, our clothing, our fuel, our heat supply. They repair when the power goes out, right? Our communications. They clean our highways. These people are the lifeblood of our country. And if Trudeau wants to poo-poo what's happening, he's going to poo himself right into a pair of brown pants, because he's left the country. He's not even here. He's either in Bahamas or Costa Rica. Why? And he cannot be in his right mind if he thinks that this isn't as serious as it is, if he's trying to downplay it. The entire ship that his agenda is sailing on has been poked with so many holes from the truth that it's sinking fast. Yeah, stay in Costa Rica or Bahamas. Just don't let me find out that the island of Brian is giving him a place to stay, because you see, they don't understand that without those truckers, if you bought it, a trucker brought it. If you bought the fabric to make your quilt, if you went to the grocery store, everything in that grocery store was brought by a trucker. You fill up your vehicle, thank a trucker, right? Your highways are clean, thank a trucker. Your electricity's up and running in a storm, thank a trucker. Why? Because they're the ones that keep us up and running. And if the so-called prime minister doesn't see that, then he's in la la land. Sorry, I missed my remove from can and dry off, then put on cookie sheet, place in freezer, and then put in Ziploc. Bev, Boone June wants to know if you can freeze canned corn. Sure you can. If you take it out of the can and rinse the juice off, and then I would actually lay it out on parchment lined cookie sheets and flash freeze it, like, so that it doesn't freeze in a big wet clump, frozen clump like my celery did. But yeah, you can freeze it if it's coming up on its time. But you can dehydrate it, or you can like rinse it, flash freeze it, and put it in baggies. Sure you can. It can't hurt to try, Boo. That's right. Overtime to automate trucking. Well, I mean, pretty soon, people are going to realize that he doesn't give a shit about us. He has an agenda, and or somebody above him has an agenda and is pulling the strings. And we, the people who put him in power in the first place and tried to take him out of power in the second place, we are speaking loud and friggin' clear. And I'm going to be putting a video up. I'm doing another Rumble video, yes. Combining, videos I've borrowed off of TikTok and videos that, I've gotten off of TikTok, and I'm going to compile a video also stating my opinion. Sounds like American government you're talking about. Oh, it's government, period. Doesn't anybody understand that? From the very first day that they were all sitting around and they didn't know how to build, they didn't have tools, they didn't have anything. They were hunter-gatherers. And they were sitting around and it was getting cold. And somebody found a cave and said, look, there's a cave. We can have a fire pit here. We can have the bathroom back there. And we can put posts in the ground and stretch a skin across the opening so that we can go around it, but it blocks the wind. And somebody said, you make that man leader. And they all made that man leader. From that very first day, that system has been put in place. And it's flawed. It's completely flawed. Why? Because we lifted another human being above other human beings in a place of power. How very patriarch that is. You're the smartest one. You make the decisions for us, and we'll just follow the rules. Bad system. Started with cavemen. And this system, if nothing else, is crashing. And we're just trying to help it along the way. You know what? I don't really care if people will have a one world order or not. It's not about whether or not we have a one world order. Not that I believe in it. It's about who's going to run it. Because if you pick anybody from the current system on this planet who's in politics or power or corporate power or religious power or world health power, you're just making a bigger problem. So the whole system has to come down, and then a new one has to be designed. That is literally for the people, by the people. Not lifting any one person up. Because that system is doomed to fail by corruption alone, if nothing else. It's like when the nurses worked the pandemic and then suddenly got laid off for not being vaxxed. Yeah, and now there's vaccinated healthcare workers who are being forced to go into work even though they're showing symptoms and they're COVID positive. Now, seriously, our government needs to completely rehire all the people that they put on unpaid leave, bring them back, get them to work, and apologize, because those people worked through the first front lines of the pandemic without any vaccine, and they're still walking and talking. So I'm sorry, you're going to let sick people look after sick people, but you're not going to bring the healthy ones back and give them their jobs back. Where does this make any sense? I'm on my way home from work and had one of those days today where I want to crawl up in a ball. Hell, I didn't even get out of bed till almost noon. I get it. It's one of those days. I'm an insomniac, and I get up. I don't sleep. It takes me 12 hours to get 6 hours sleep. Hey, Joanna, how's it going? So, I mean, I'm just getting this live video is probably going to be, this live video on YouTube is probably going to be taken down, and I'm going to get another strike on this channel. That'll be 2. So, I'm asking everybody to go over. Now, let me just get it here. Go over, and everybody on YouTube, please go over to This channel, I have 774 subscribers. It's not for anything other than to give me a place to live stream, but I cannot live stream from my phone until I have 1,000 subscribers on that channel. Until then, I'm kind of risking my channels by even talking like this. Because, well, we all know YouTube, they don't support free speech. So just like the lockdown, if they lock down everything at once, that makes sense. But the government picked. Yeah, the government, and I laugh because they're saying, oh, they're blocking, the police and the RCMP are going to block off the entrances to Ottawa. Hell, Ottawa's full of trucks right now. And even if they do block it off, then it'll be total gridlock from those entrances all the way back down the highway. Go, truckers, go. Hey, Mindy, how's it going? I'm in line at the drive-thru getting coffee. I didn't leave when I started getting sleepy. It was an hour before I headed into work. Oh, my goodness. So you think Canada is flawed? Our supposed leaders here in the States cheated their way into office. They have destroyed our once great nation. Guys, we can no longer shore up or prop up this failing system. We have to let it die its natural death. And we have to rebuild a system that is for the people, by the people. Okay? That means committees. That means, everybody is represented. Because let's put it this way. If you vote Trudeau out in the next election, but you vote in PC or if Aaron O'Toole or Jagmeet Singh or whatever is Jagmeet Singh, whatever his name is. And that's not a slur. I just can't pronounce it properly. If you vote them in, you're voting the same government back in. Why? Because they all represent the same thing. As a matter of fact, Jagmeet Singh pissed off because his brother gave $13,000 to the GoFundMe for the truckers. His own brother. It's like, yeah, you all guys all gotta come down. You all gotta come down. Right? Or what, M&Ms? So, hey, Andrew, my thoughts are with the Canadians. This nonsense can't continue forever. Well, you should have seen Trudeau on live yesterday. He was like a deer in the headlights, talking about giving Ukraine a loan of $120 million, rising tensions in Russia, carbon tax, the environment. Are you really not going to address this, Prime Minister? Tens of thousands of trucks from all over North America are converging on Ottawa. Yeah, you flew the coop all right. The moment you heard it, you went to Costa Rica or Bahamas or whatever the hell it is. But guess what, folks? It doesn't matter where he is. Because wherever he is, there he is. He can't run away from himself, right? Can you acknowledge you told me I was going to starve this week? No, I will not acknowledge that. I never said that. I don't know who you're talking to, but it ain't me. He's in Ottawa right now. Give it up. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's in Ottawa. We'll see about that. We'll see. Well, as a matter of fact, where is Justin Trudeau right now? Oh, I spent a whole bunch of cap locks and shit here. Let's see if I get an answer anyway, right? Five hours ago, while Trudeau was seen as a front runner for the leadership of the, oh no, this is old shit. I want new stuff right now. Right now. Past day. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in isolation after COVID exposure. Trudeau said Thursday he learned of the contact after a 3-day cabin retreat. Yeah, where's he isolating, guys? He's not in Ottawa. He's isolating in friggin' the Bahamas or Costa Rica, because guess what? Bahamas and Costa Rica are countries that, deal with Canada well. They don't, there's no passport needed between these countries, actually. I meant that's how COVID works. You're supposed to isolate. Yeah, okay, whatever. Right? You're supposed to isolate if you're sick with anything. You're supposed to stay away from vulnerable people if you get sick. I agree with that. But he's hiding. Just me. I'm exposed daily. The Ukrainians should maybe just welcome the Russians. There is no need for mindless bloodshed on the civilian population. The elite love war, destruction, and division. Well, this may be just at his cottage at Lake Meech. I heard it was the Bahamas or Costa Rica, but but the truth is, it wouldn't surprise me if a crisis like this erupted just so that he could ignore what's happening in his own country. Like, I'm sorry, but we got our own problems to deal with. You just stop poking the frickin' bear and come and deal with the beavers. Oh yeah, he's definitely hiding. Can we acknowledge that you told me the shelves would be empty and they're not? I said, no, I did not say that. I said, if your shelves are full, thank a trucker. If they're empty, thank Trudeau. I said the last time a convoy like this happened in Texas, the shelves were empty in 3 days. So go away and stop trying to pin me down to things I know I didn't say in a live stream. He's at his cottage. It's very easy to find world leaders. Oh, he is at his cottage. Really? Do you know how close that is? That's right here. That's like if you drive down the 105 to the 5, you go into Chelsea and you go to Meech Lake. If he's at his cottage, that's where he is. It wouldn't surprise me that at one point they will be paying Antifa to cause issues with the peaceful truckers. They already are. That's what I've heard. There's Antifa out there everywhere. I was mandated to vaccinate even though I never had COVID. Please, I'm convinced my calling is to be a nurse when I don't want to be. I'm not sure how to say that. If you want to be a nurse, be a nurse. But you don't have to bow to these mandates. They are not they're not law. They are government recommendations, strongly urged by the government, but they're not law. Laws take 10, 15 years of debate and bills and all kinds of stuff to get there. This is not a law. He's hiding because his hairdryer broke. I mean, he's gonna, I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna try and create a crisis to deflect. Oh, we must all pull together as a country to help this whatever this crisis is. Really? We're not pulling together as a country right now? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I was told the government of Quebec gave all the people $200. If the Quebec government gave me $200, I'd give it back and say, sorry, I can't make change. Keep your frickin' money. Hey, Cal, in the UK, acts are treated as law, and they simply aren't. I know that. Mandate is not a law. You cannot. Yeah, okay, this is going to get a ding. By virtue of the Canadian Constitution and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada, you cannot mandate people from gathering in their own homes. You cannot mandate curfews when there is no reason. You can't make these things happen because they're not law. And if the police are upholding these mandates, then they're no better than hired henchmen. Because it's not law. They cannot tell us not to gather with our family. They cannot tell us not to visit our sick and elderly. They cannot tell us that we can have only so many people in our house over the holidays. They cannot tell us that we can't gather in churches. Last time shit like that went down was in the 1930s in Germany, if you know what I mean. And don't go saying this isn't the same. No, that was only one country. This is the whole world. And people are being discriminated against and segregated from each other by something that's not even law. And this is no longer about health. This is about control. Yeah, there's my second strike on this channel. Then if they do that, they aren't standing by the oath they took to become an officer of the law. To protect and serve the people. To protect and serve the people. And if they are turning against their people because the government thinks we shouldn't be allowed free speech, then these guys shouldn't be in uniform. But I happen to know there are dozens and dozens of people in uniform, hundreds and hundreds of police officers who are escorting trucks because the trucks aren't breaking the law. They're driving within the 60 kilometer to 100 kilometer speed limit. They are not blocking anything. They're not breaking the law. And the truckers themselves said, if you see a trucker breaking the law, then you phone and report him. This is a peaceful protest. She's not angry, just passionate about freedom. Thank you, Amanda. I'm not angry. I am angry at our government for allowing this to get to this point and totally treating it as if this was just some kids playing Ollie Ollie Oxenfree. You know what I mean? So, he does not deserve to be prime minister of this country. If he cannot stand by what's happening right here, right now, and he would rather go play politics with the Russians and the Ukraine, then he does not deserve to be called our prime minister. He doesn't deserve it. There is a huge difference between a constable and a policy enforcer. The policy enforcers will regret their choice at the end of the day. Absolutely, Andrew. And there speaks an ex-retired officer of the law. Thank you. They won't answer you when you ask them, are you acting under your oath? Well, I mean, that's a pretty good question. I know it doesn't even work. That's the point. These mandates are no longer, we all know the truth now. We know it doesn't work. We know the vanilla doesn't work. We know the bandanas don't work. So why are they pushing it? And why are they mandating, passports. No, 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 no. That's not freedom. Teachers don't even teach, they indoctrinate. Well, the thing is, our government is not for the people. We as humans are losing our freedom, and so many people are blinded and not seeing what's happening right in front of them. Well, somebody said, well, you still have a choice when we're talking about the vanilla. And it's like, no, a choice is, would you like some vanilla? Yes or no? No, thank you. Oh, there you go. Next. Coercion is not a choice. Coercion is, would you like the vanilla? Yes or no? No. Well, then we're going to start taking away your restaurants, your gyms, your theaters, your family gatherings, your churches. We'll just keep taking shit away until you say yes. That's not a choice. That's coercion. There's the difference. A choice is yes or no. Not yes, you'll be rewarded. No, you'll be punished. That's coercion. It does work for them. They are making it works for them. They're making the money on it. Absolutely. They're not creating a cure. They're creating customers. I saw one COVID vaccination place. Oh, I said it again. That were handing out a single blue jelly bean with every shot. So, I mean, thank you, Raf. Thank you. So, my mother died alone last Christmas Eve from the dreadful sea. They would not let any of us there to see her. Sad but true. I don't want to be alone. If I'm dying, you're not putting me in a hospital that won't let my family around me. That's torture for everybody. That's psychological warfare. This whole thing's been psychological warfare. Big pharma, enough said. Absolutely. Look who owns stocks and Vax and test it will make sense why they push it. Intimidation tactics, criminal offense, bullying is illegal. I honestly don't think our Prime Minister thought that so many Canadians would be outraged when he got on a French talk show and called unvaccinated people who didn't believe in science, were selfish, in often cases misogynistic and racist, says the man who in 3 different occasions wore blackface as a costume. I mean, yes, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the internet, and there's a lot of mistruth and lies on the internet, but there's a lot of truth if you know where to look for it. And I'm sorry, but when someone films him talking with a cell phone, you can't make that shit up. Please check Senator Ron Johnson's Rumble account. He has posted the meeting he headed on Monday of doctors, scientists, and nurses. It's 5 hours long, but doesn't start until 42 minutes. So worth it. Screw the jelly bean. I'll just walk to the store and buy a bag without doing the hokey pokey. Exactly. So many died in hospitals with wrong treatments because doctors' hands were tied by the World Health Organization. They say follow the science. Well, if you follow the science, doctor, then you're following a lab coat. And a lab coat is in a pharmaceutical company, and that pharmaceutical company, pays big bucks for campaign shit, for campaign stuff. You don't think following the science will lead you right back to our own government? And if you look up, way up, past the heads of state and country and church, you'll find out who the real people are pulling the strings. Yes, do I sound like Alex Jones? I don't care. Yeah, you cannot hide the truth, especially with the internet. The best they can do is they've got all the indoctrinated blue pill people who are on their third or fourth booster believing that TikTok is not a credible source of information. Everybody with a cell phone who's been around the prime minister or supporting the truckers or anything is showing you the real news, folks. This I call out CBC, Toronto Star, Globe and Mail, CTV. You guys are the ones who are not telling the truth. My husband and I were on our way to a freedom rally, and all that Shay 106 could talk about was Tim Hortons and the weather. And that's an Ottawa station. Really? Please, people, are you awake yet? Because if you really believe that our government has our best interests at heart, you are doomed, tragically doomed to disappointment. I can't help it. Hi, Aces. That's a Geno bigger than the world has ever seen. To be completely honest, a Geno? What's a Geno? Can you imagine if the world would not do their dirty work for them anymore? Well, this is the point, right? We're saying at this point, today is what, the 26th or 27th? Tomorrow's the 27th. Saturday's the 28th. I don't know what date it is. But from this point on, all stores along the route of this truckers convoy, all over Canada, all grocery stores, all gas stations, all restaurants, all coffee shops should be opening your doors and giving these truckers hot meals. Do you know why? Because they're riding for your freedom, for your small business, for your right to speak your mind on the internet, not just on a soapbox or on TikTok. They are fighting for all our freedom. Freedom that was paid for by my grandfathers and my uncles and my dad. Some of them in blood. My uncle is still buried over in England, my dad's only brother, because he died fighting for freedom. What we have is not freedom right now. It's a fucking mockery. It's a mockery. Trudeau, you're fired. So, anyway, I'm going to continue with my home economics videos on our half-acre homestead because everybody's like, yep, do more home economics cooking videos, please, please, please. Well, tonight I'm making meal 4 out of 1 chicken, how many meals? So I'm on meal 4 and I've still got a breast and a half left. So we'll see what I can do with that. You know, don't talk to the trolls, honey. Don't talk to the trolls. Just ignore them. Don't even bother blocking them. Just leave them be. Attention is their food and their oxygen, right? So just ignore them. Hi, Malka. I'm trying to words. A Geno. From now, they won't be able to diet. They're making money on death. Yeah, don't even talk to me about Fauci. Everyone take it. Oh, and I got to say this. I got to do a shout out to, I don't even know if they're called Mapleberry Farms anymore. Ashley and Jeremy over at Mapleberry Farms, the kids we introduced a couple of years back, they hit 100,000 subscribers on their. Way to go, kids. Way to go. Hey, Warzone, how's it going? Yeah, right? He's more than dog poo. He isn't even of the level of dog poo. So, here's what you do, right? Go to the store now if there's anything left, Okay, go to the store. Make sure you have staples. I thank God for giving me the intuition of when I got my 50-pound bag of carrots and I did my dehydrating and I canned them with my turnips. A little voice in the back of my head said, "You better get another 50-pound bag of carrots and can them up." I went, "Okay." Thank God I did. Thank God I did. The only one looking for attention is you. Oh, bless your heart. Like I need any more attention. Awesome, Aldo. Your home economics videos has helped me more than you know. Thank you. Please keep them coming. Awesome. Well, like I said, Howie got some ground meat, some stew meat, some oxtail, and a little roast beef from a farmer friend he met at his new job. And I'd already told him, you tell Buddy that when they butcher a steer, I want a quarter, because he's selling it for the same price, $5 a pound every cut. I want a quarter of a beef. Anyway, she's definitely put on the age bracket to need attention from social media. Oh, you know what? Age is just a number, and I really don't care. Weight is just a number. Age is just a number. And if you actually think you're hurting my feelings, I'm 58 years old. I shave because I decided not to take hormones after they took my ovaries and when I went into menopause. So I've got tattoos. There is nothing you can say. Do you remember the old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me? Just the fact that you feel it necessary to comment on my age, my looks, my weight, anything like that, just shows that that's as deep as your brain and your heart goes. And I really feel sorry for you. But children and I spent many evenings listening to you read. Well, thank you. Speaking of which, I just did 2 more chapters on Anne's House of Dreams. I have not edited them yet, but I'm going to at least try and get that book finished before, it's snowing, before the gardening season kicks into high gear and I've got fans going and pool pumps and stuff, right? You're not seeing what? They are troll. Oh, no, Cal. I've got another phone going here, live streaming on TikTok. So that's why you see me looking away and talking over here. Okay, it's TikTok. They have their own whole breed of troll. I turned 52 yesterday. A friend reminded me that in 1970 was the same distance from 2022 as 1970 is far from 1918. Oh, wow. Wow. That's cool, actually. So, you're welcome, sweetheart. The truth is for the last 100 or so years or longer, we've been elevating man above each other, giving them power over each other. We've been shoving women into rules and roles and regulations. I mean, it hasn't even been, 55, 60 years since women got the vote in this country? So, and it's not gotten any better since. Because all these people that we're giving voice to are not being heard. We're not being heard. And I don't care if one of these days I'm going to shave my head and grow my beard out just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. But the truth is, I don't really give a shit what you think about how I look. I'm proud of my gray hair. I'm proud of my scars and my tattoos. Why? Because they mean I've lived. And I got stories to tell. That's life, right? We all do. Just be present in this point in history, folks. Please be present. You're never going to see anything like this again. Because when you piss off a Canadian enough for them to rise up, miracles happen. Just you wait and see. This is Mrs. Wolfe saying, I got one prayer and one prayer only. God help us all. Take care. God bless.